Hi, and welcome to Cogear.JS introduction series. Now let's talk about pages. Pages are the main data structure units of Cogear.JS. They are located in the Pages subfolder under the source directory. Pages can be of various formats: HTML, HBS, Markdown, PAG, or EGS. You are absolutely free to choose a format that you like more. As you may notice, every page has a tiny block which is appended to page contents. It's a YAML front matter block. There is a data variables which are formatted with YAML. Yes, the same format which is used to store data in configuration file. It's optional by default, but if you want to provide a title to your browser window, you should set title variable in your page. You can also define layout. For example, default layout called index. It will search layout in your current theme folder under layouts. And by default, if no extension is provided, it means that you want to render PAG file. Let me recall that layouts can be of the same formats as the pages, but with one exception. There can be no markdown layout. As you can see, title variable, which is set in pages metadata, is used there in PAG layout. But if, for example, you want to make different layout, you may type it here. For example, layout about. So you need to go to the folder layouts of your current theme and create a file called about PAG. And the last but not least param is URI, which is very useful for routing. If you don't provide URI param, routing will be done automatically. Have a look at the table to understand what I'm speaking about. But if URI param is given, you can override the default routing, and you can set whatever URI you would like to. It doesn't depend on pages structure, subfolder, subpages. No, you just set URI and it will be compiled to the corresponding folder in the output directory. For better understanding of what I'm speaking about, I want to show you a blog post of Cogear.js.org site. For example, as you can see, folder structure contains year, month, and then pages files itself. But in the page, in the blog post, I've set URI to blog updates and then post slug version 1.2.2. So when you'll open Cogear.js blog in the browser, you can see that every page has file structure defined URI. But when you'll go to updates tag page, you can notice that this post we've just spoken about has another URI. It's a custom URI defined in its metadata. By default, app.js is an entry point for Webpack, but you can override this behavior with JS option in your metadata. If you want to add a custom script to the page, push it to JS variable in metadata. But do not forget that this array overrides the default one. So if you want to include app.js even for this page with custom script, don't forget to include it at the beginning of the array. But what if you want to share data across all pages or some pages? There you can use pages block in your config file, where you can directly set variables for every page that matches this certain regular expression. Let's take a look at the example. As often, Cogear.JS org will help us to better understand this topic. Please take a look at the config file. Pages section contains a couple of elements with regular expressions as the keys and metadata as the values, and all the pages that will be matched by these regular expressions will have this metadata injected. So with ease you can set layout to pages located in some directory. You can set entry point to all pages located in some directory. As you can see on the screen, you can set author other custom information for blog posts located in blog directory. And finally, one awesome feature. When you make any change in your page and save this, page will be reloaded automatically. Not only Webpack, hot reloads, styles and scripts, but even pages are watched by the system, and browser reloads automatically when you change pages or even layouts. When you change one layout contents, all the pages which use this layout will be recompiled. Fine. Next time we will discuss Webpack.